I have cold chills. Who is ready for Michelle? Drop it in the chat if you are ready for Michelle. Sorry to hear that, Peter. Sorry to hear that, but let's everybody who's having a good time. Come on, let's see it. I'm ready for Michelle, Michelle says. Well, that's really good. Wasn't that outstanding what we just had? And we're about to have more outstandingness all in one day. Oh my goodness. Really incredible. So I know that there's a person here who submitted their plan, Michelle, that is going to be at least one, maybe two, that's going to be really, really happy to have you review their plan. So we're glad to have you back, Michelle. How are you doing today?
I am doing really well, Lisa. Good morning, good afternoon, evening, everyone. How are you doing today?
They've been doing good. We've been having a fine time.
Has Donna been doing her magic?
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Everyone's blocks to go.
We got some definite blocks unblocked, and everybody who was listening, I think, got some unblocking too, just from listening.
She's pretty awesome.
Pretty powerful. Right? Yeah,
I know.
Absolutely.
That's very cool.
Absolutely.
All right, well, you got me now, I'm afraid. So I'm going to do the next now.
We're grateful. We're grateful.
We're gonna switch up the energy from that lovely, caring mindset to, come on, let's get these plans done. Yes, nice to see you too as well. Thank you very much, Hildegard. All right, looking forward to seeing everyone. So here's what we're going to do. So I know some of you have already submitted your plans, so well done. I know not everybody has, but that's okay because it's not too late, is it, Lisa? There is still time. Just because we've got some plans that we're going to go through this afternoon, that does not mean that they are the finalists. That just means they're people who've submitted their plans, and as a reward, we're going to get some mentoring. But there's everything still in it, Lisa. What is the final time you have set for everyone to do their submissions?
6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern.
What time is that?
The other time
in my language. In
your language, let's see. It is 11 p.m. For in BST, is that you?
British Summer Time. So it's 11 o'clock UK
yes.
and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. So we can figure out what time that is for you, but don't be late. Make sure your submission's in, because Lisa and Laura are going through the submissions. I'm going through the submissions. Donna is. We're all on different time zones, but that's why we have to have the specific time frame so we can get them and have a look and decide who our 3 finalists can be. And so we can tell the 3 finalists as well, so you can be on the graduation call. But all of you, make sure you show up to the graduation call tomorrow, because I've got a super surprise I'm going to announce tomorrow on the graduation call, and you guys are going to be the first ever in the world to hear about it. So you should definitely make sure you're going to be there as well. So what we're going to do, Lisa, is I'm going to let you decide who you want to call up first of all. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to first of all find out what is your biggest question still on your plan. So what is it that's still outstanding that you want some feedback or mentoring on? And then I'm going to get you to walk through your plan. You do not need to walk through your history. You do not need to walk through your future story. You do not need to walk through why you haven't got all your slides completed. You don't need to walk through why they're not all pretty. You don't need to tell me stories about why things are not adding up. You just need to walk me through your plan, because I'm going to get a sense of it just by seeing it as it is. I know it's your best thinking today. I know it is not your completed thinking, but it is your best thinking. And this is really important. So everyone who's listening as well, when you're listening to the mentoring, like, be going into your slides, be updating, be making changes based on the feedback you're hearing from me, be making those changes. Even this morning, as we were doing the mentoring, Lisa, I mentored the first person. And as I did that, the second person came up and said, wow, Michelle, I'm updating my slides while you've been speaking, because you were speaking to me, even though you weren't speaking to me. So we actually had people making changes and making updates while we were going through that process. So feel free that when you get called up, that you're going to share with me your latest thinking, even if it has just changed in the last 3 minutes, it'll be your latest thinking. And then we'll see how much time we've got for some Q&A as well, Lisa. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
Brilliant.
So are you ready for the first person?
I'm ready. Who are we bringing up?
Okay, we're bringing up Jay.
Jay
Miller.
Yay.
Jay, I saw you a minute ago and then you disappeared. And are you there, my dear?
That would be awkward.
Are you there? There you are. Let me see you all. Yes, get yourself off mute. And do you need me to bring up your slides, or can you, or I dropped you the link? Are you okay to do it?
Let me see. I think
I'll
so.
do it if you can.
I think it's
But
up
talk
now.
to-
I think I have it up now.
You're not sharing it. Do you want to see it, Michelle? I'm assuming you
Definitely.
do.
Everyone's going to want to see it.
So just go down to the green thing and say share screen. And if it doesn't work, I'll do it real quick for you.
Okay. You want to do it if you don't mind?
Yep. I got you. Keep going. You and Michelle can keep going.
Lisa. All right, Jay, good morning, afternoon, evening. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Well done for coming up first and for getting your slides submitted as well. By the way, it wasn't that difficult a task. You just had to click on the submission button for people so that Lisa and Laura could actually see the slides that had been submitted. So well done, Jay, for taking that action and looking like you've got pretty much most of your slides filled in as well. So I'm excited to go through this. So first of all, Jay, before we get into the promotion, what's the biggest question you still have outstanding?
Well, I don't know how my promotion plan should look like because my product, and I'm focusing on one thing, there's other things I could do, is onboarding investors to a private fund that are accredited with a minimum of $100,000 each. So I have a general partner. And so it's a team effort to onboard people and get those investments in. And what I am very unclear on is, we haven't clearly defined, like there's an admin fee of what the investors are paid first. So there's an admin fee of what we get, but the priority is the investors and getting them onboarded to invest in this fund. And it's gotten a lot of positive feedback, but when we have soft commitments, but no one is confirmed yet, no one's wired their money in yet. But it's all, a lot of it was inspired by Genius U and what we look forward to being able to do together going forward. By the way.
So what's your question? I didn't get it.
Well, like when I got to my numbers, I really didn't have any idea how to project because it's not something I'm doing alone. That's the first thing that pops into my mind. It's not all on me. Fortunately, it's a team, but how do I do a projection plan as part of a team?
Who's running the promotion plan? Who's accountable for it?
What was the second part of the question?
Who is running this promotion plan? Who is accountable?
Who are the who?
Who is running the promotion plan? Who is accountable for it? Is it yours or is it somebody else's?
Oh, well, I created the fund. So I have a general partner, but I'm not doing all the closing, but I want to be able to do as much closing as anyone else.
Who is accountable for the promotion plan?
Well, I think the answer that you want is me.
Well, whatever is the answer, but I'm asking who's accountable for the promotion plan.
Well, right now, no one else, I've not discussed it with anyone, so it's on my shoulders at the moment.
So do you want to own it or not?
I'm not sure I'm the right person, quite frankly.
So you might not be the right person to make the sales, but the person who owns the promotion doesn't have to make all the sales. The person who owns the promotion is the person who makes sure that all the sales happen.
Okay. Well, I think that I'd be most comfortable with it being me right now because I don't want to dump that on someone else that, hasn't been with us that long.
Got it. All right. So it's your promotion plan. So like before we even get into it, that's the key thing, right? Which is when you decide the numbers, you decide what the target is. You don't say, oh, hey, who wants to decide what? Because everyone will have something different. So you decide the target. So if you want to make 10,000, you put 10,000. If you want to put 100,000, if you want to put 1 million, you put the target in. You get with the team and say, what does everyone feel comfortable that they can make? They tell you. And if it doesn't add up to your total, you got to get more people in your team. Or you got to find new salespeople, or you got to find like people who are going to do a better job for you, right? So if it doesn't add up to what is the target in your mind, when you do it, you go, okay, well, John, if you're happy to take that bit, and Sally, if you're happy to take that bit, that's good. At least that bit's taken care of. I could do this bit, and then I need to find someone else who's going to do that bit. But it's your job to be accountable so that we hit the numbers. Make sense?
That makes absolutely perfect sense.
Good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the plan now because you now own it. And you don't have to tell me all the backstory, the history, the reasons, the excuses or anything. You're just going to walk me through your best thinking and then let's get into it. And then there may be some other feedback then that we can come out with from here as well. And you might have a second question for me. Over to you.
Okay, so should I pull it up from my own? Like, I'm not controlling this right now because Lisa pulled it up for me, but I can pull up my own and scroll through it. Or do you want me to go through?
And hit share screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you can do it, it's gonna be much better because then you can just walk us through
Probably
it.
easier.
And move the slides, change the slides, go back a slide.
Okay. Share screen.
A little green button down at the bottom.
Oh, green. It's not showing.
Then I'll go back to doing it. Oh, there we go. Good job, Jay.
Amazing. All right, here we go.
Okay,
all right, so scroll down and let's start at the top of the promotion plan.
Okay. Promotion plan.
All right, so walk us through your avatar and just take us through those slides.
Oh, so start with the avatar?
Yeah.
Okay. So my avatar is Legacy Lynn. She's 77 years old, married, financial decision maker with her spouse, has serious concerns regarding the performance of their investments today, especially any cash in a traditional bank. They're retired and active in the community, yet not aware all the ways their investment and other income generating options can be maximized. They live in Florida or another mild climate and invest only 10% of their total net worth into investments or savings, much of which is in underperforming, more traditional investments without much education of what appreciates most in today's economic climate. They're low on the impact meter in how their resources gain returns or are able to contribute to their communities in ways they would most want. Where would you like me to go next, Michelle?
Walk me through the promotion and then everyone's going to get a sense of it at the same time. Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So my customer's problem, there are top five problems are a secret panic, the dollars in their bank accounts are depreciating. They're not confident those monitoring their finances or expenses, such as CPAs, are doing the best job. They have unpredictable or higher maintenance health issues and are consuming more of their budget than they'd like. They want to have reserves for grandchildren or give back to their communities at will, which they can't now. And the depreciation daily in their bank parked dollars are keeping them awake at night. The promise is by introducing them to alternative investment vehicles that are actually much less low risk than mainstream investments that are really responses to investment marketing, our clients or limited partners are now applying their reserves to asset classes and vehicles maximized for returns with managers or specialists they trust. As a result, they actually sleep better and enjoy watching their accounts grow online at paces that match their risk tolerance from personalized software or reports. They are more motivated to go outside or be more active now that some financial concerns have been essentially eliminated, even if the returns are not immediate. Their investments are stabilized, not to decrease and increasing at paces they are pleasantly surprised to be able to witness by superior performing asset-based services exactly how their investments and financial projections are increasing by the month. They can now better focus on their health and family and are beginning to feel substantial emotional benefits and improve relationships not previously expected from having financial concerns significantly diminished. And the product is, our solution is a scaling real estate model centered international, transparent, private performance-based fund. Limited partners put in accredited investors less than 10% of their available liquid reserves as they choose as a portion of their distributed portfolio components. Some with new advisors, they have the option for consultations to maximize what was not previously performing among what they may have been investing elsewhere. It's similar to a real estate syndication, except there's no leaving and restarting following a cash out, removing, finding another investment, and the ups and downs of closed and new paperwork or forms to complete at every cycle. Private funds at scale allow for flexible participations according to investment objectives that continue to grow over time at better rates than many of the most consistently performing stocks or other asset classes. Distributions are usually made annually, though can be quarterly, depending on the asset class or investment plan. What's most unique about this fund vehicle is the availability of asset class experts to effectively, privately, and optionally round out their portfolio components for optimal performance across all asset classes. The proof is others in our group who started funds, having departed from syndications, have created communities by default. Unlike syndications, limited partners or investor participations can get acquainted or are anonymous to each other, yet it's not required. The result is a sense of belonging, a collective peace of mind in the soundness of the vehicle they're all in together, and the ability to exchange information around their improved lifestyles and purpose-driven surrounding community initiatives. Successful syndications have gotten for their stakeholders and themselves 3 to 10x consistency of returns in a shorter period than going from isolated investments to investment in a much more consistent, measurable, and systematized way. Sorry, I have to move the screen. The compelling offer is a leader anchor limited partners get special perks prior to the release of a private placement memorandum or private operating memorandum. Perks can include a partial general partner position, exemption for future management fees, or early access to services or individuals that can accelerate their investment sooner than limited partners onboarded following the actual launch of the fund at the release of the private placement memorandum, for example. There is a small window between making soft commitments and getting their commitments into the fund before it becomes open to a limited number of total limited partners. And this type of fund can close quickly if enough members join with a limited number of positions available. My financial objectives, our total revenue target is, that's like my personal income is 20,000, 20 million for our team or organization. And net profit for Q3 is average 10%, and cash in bank is 20,000 personally by the end of 2022. Eventually monthly, but I'm, that's this is what I'm not completely clear on in terms of how the numbers and the metrics actually work going forward. The development objectives are a working spreadsheet for our general partner efficiency, just like you were just saying, Michelle. Latest deck refined and completed for external circulation for remaining open spots. Actual fund manager onboarded to accurately allocate all investment streams. Learning objectives is how to best delegate, how to manage our communications best with all stakeholders, and how to continue promotions efficiently and effectively. The team plan. Some of these individuals have been identified and some haven't, so I just put general descriptions. The leader is the fund creator, that's me. The marketing dynamo is fund creator and partner. Partner manager is a Blaze capital raiser general partner. I do have a capital raiser there. I've got them involved in Genius U, but I'm not exactly sure what their profile is yet. They're all in. I just don't know to what degree at the moment. Community and client experience tempo, Genius U talent. There's actually someone here in the room that is on our panel, so I'm really grateful for that. Data Ninja is a Genius U talent or collaboration. Another person I've spoken to, an advisor in this room, says, I need a supporter and an accumulator. And I've been in the room at 3 o'clock this morning with someone that I approached for that as well, if not 2 individuals. And the sales team is a general partner and or intern team. And I responded to the value cycle in terms of the emotion the person feels based on what the service is at that stage of the value cycle from 1 to 5, but I didn't actually say exactly what that was. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's okay or not, but how they would feel as a stranger to us versus someone who's a raving fan on that spectrum. And so Diamond is the
Oh, can't hear you.
Okay. They're seeing something that we put online, the promise of an investment vehicle that doesn't lose with a higher return than the stock market, more mainstream traditional vehicles with no hyper exaggeration. So to stand out from people, a lot of people are saying there's something out there that's the best thing since sliced bread. And how do we distinguish ourselves as being different? And having some branding with that. But it's the first thing that attracts people is, as we have been discussing, getting them into our communities, just to be curious. And like you said, and I agree with you, the Facebook page gets a better attention because it's easy and simple than inviting people into a group. So that's an example of one. The community gold dust is they feel there is an element of trust where they want to return multiple times for new knowledge and practical tools or tips they can begin to apply themselves in small practical ways. For example, if they go to our Facebook page, they'll want to know more, or just from the post that we put there, they will want to know more, and maybe even click again in the page to give me a call or email me. The prospect experience, they're sophisticated enough to have done some comprehensive research, though still not confident in their ability to make the best possible choices between what they've narrowed down. And this is, okay, they see what you do, they understand what you do, but they want to know more, even if that means this is the point where they have a one-to-one consultation with you and get a more personalized overview of what's possible for them. And the customer transformation is, after enough time to form an adequate relationship status, they are moved to invest in what they feel is the best option for them to see results much faster than anticipated. In other words, going from a soft commitment, saying I want in, to actually paying and becoming involved in the fund. And 5 is they can express their satisfaction for what is limited member offer that others may not be able to access, grateful for the opportunity in how it has created legacies and life quality. So they're in, they have the experience, they're grateful they got in at the right time for themselves. And it's really not about, oh, we can only take so many members. It's like, they're really happy they did this for themselves and their families. And so this is like, I did this based on what I thought I could do myself or working with someone else. And it's very, this is not my strength. So I've not really done what I've done other decks. It's been similar to this. So I don't know how to make this work exactly, but I put in values that I thought were realistic for what I could do, either myself and another person.
Okay, got it. All right. Thanks very much, Jay. Thanks for going through that and for going first as well. So let's, I'm gonna ask a few questions and I'm gonna give a bit of feedback at the same time. And I know, like you were saying, like your concern is like, how do you actually like get people basically on board, was really reading between the lines, right? So let's go back to your revenue slide, because I'm a bit confused, because on your revenue slide, it says 20,000. But on here is way more than 20,000. So what's the revenue target?
Oh, well, this is what we bring into the fund, not for me personally. And that's where, I don't know how to quantify this in terms of what's for me and what's for the fund, because the fund, the investors are paid first, and I get performance, based on my performance, or that I created the fund for them. That's my portion.
So the promotion plan is the total revenue. The challenge is that this is not a cash-based revenue yellow promotion, right? This is a blue level promotion. I don't know if I told you guys the difference in this yesterday. I did it with one of the groups. I can't remember which group it is, but this is a blue level investor promotion, right? Which tends to be much longer level. So a yellow level promotion is how you just go out and make cash, but this is much more blue level, but it's okay. But we still, the financial target is the total amount into the fund.
Okay, yes.
So what's the target for the fund?
The target for the fund at this stage is 20 million for infrastructure.
20 million in this quarter.
I don't see why that's not possible, but it's not something I've done before, so it's a bit scary.
All right, but the people you're working with, have they done it before?
Yes.
They have. Okay, so they know how to do this and they know how to create the attraction into it. Let's just go have a look at your avatar, because there's something not adding up to me around this avatar, but I'm just going to ask you, like, how much of the 20 million have you raised so far?
We have $750,000 in soft commitments, and the next group of people, and I even have meetings today, as a matter of fact, because there's a stock fund where the minimum investment is $100 million per person, and they're very successful. And they have a real estate division, and we could fill those 99 members with their waiting list of 1,100 people alone.
Okay. So you've got 750K in soft orders, but no one's actually paid yet.
Correct.
Okay. What's the minimum they have to invest?
100,000.
100K is the minimum. So look, like, I'm a bit confused by Legacy Lynn. She doesn't look like the kind of person that has 100K floating around, just from what you said, but maybe it's just in the way you've written it. Like, as I was listening to Legacy Lynn, I was like, she might be like investing 5K or maybe 10K if she could like do it.
No, I think you're right about that. I profiled this person around my mother.
Is this a photo of your mother?
It's my mom.
Okay, so the people you've got the soft commitments from, I mean, the fact that they've got to put in 100K means that they've got a lot more than just like a couple of little investments that they're thinking about maybe putting a little bit of money in. Like, if you're saying this is 10% of their total investments, like, you know, these guys have got $1 million portfolios, right?
Yeah, and there are people that live where she lives, you know, and I've encountered other people who do funds. They have these other stashes elsewhere that they don't even realize how much they have.
Yeah, but
and so
I saw this avatar and I saw the 20,000. I was like, yeah, you could probably get 20,000 out of several Lins. But then when you said 20 million, I was like, that's a slip of the tongue. Okay, got it. All right. Well, I think let's reframe the avatar, because it's definitely somebody who's got some money, and it's definitely somebody who's looking for ways to put their money into something that's a lot safer. Let's go to the promise. Why do you think that no one's actually paid yet?
Well, I give it to my, I blame my closing skills, and the feedback that we've gotten, is there's a lot going on with our properties, and the investors want to focus on one thing. So we changed it to a land acquisition fund. Okay. But I get all excited talking about the businesses, and I think they just get confused. And for a while I had a team, but I hadn't really presented it as such. So I was coming across like a solo operator until very recently.
Right. I can see why they would be a little bit confused just from the slides, because I was like trying to figure out what this whole thing is myself as well. So I definitely think you can tighten this up a lot, because frankly, you could create a slide deck, which is your promotion plan, but you could quite frankly then create a slide deck, which is your pitch deck to go to your investors with as well. Yes. And then turn that into a landing page. But this is a little bit confusing in all the slides. So like, I've got more questions around this than I have answers for you right now. So I looked at the promise and I was like, what's actually the promise here? Like, do we want people to sleep better, or do we want them to get a 20% return on investment?
No, you're absolutely right. We want both, if not more.
So I don't see that anywhere in your promise. Like, if I was looking at any kind of investment, the first thing I look at is, what's the return I'm going to get? Is this even worth my time? And I think because you've got this low level avatar, you've got the wrong kind of problems as well, right? So if you go to your problem slide, you've got low level problems on your problem slide, when really the main problem that the investors have today is they don't know, like, if their investments are safe. They're worrying about the coming crash. They're probably sitting on more cash than they should be. They want to put it somewhere safe where they got a guaranteed return on investment, or they've got a guaranteed safety where they know it's going to be okay. They want it to be in a proven fund with a proven track record where it's going to grow, where they can get instant access to it. That's actually more their problem. Does that make sense?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And that's, yeah, you're saying exactly what we're providing, but I'm not articulating that.
So all I want you to do is articulate what you're doing. That would be really helpful. But it's really interesting, right? Because we get so wrapped up in it, and then we put all these words down. It's like, no wonder no one understands what we're doing, because it doesn't actually make any sense. We're just like getting into the word. So I really just strip it back to basics, but start by changing your avatar. Let's get someone who's a proper investor. Get into the problems of the investor, and then make the promise. And the promise has got to be a financial return. Yeah, by all means, tell them they're going to sleep better. But I don't know if you can actually do that unless you like send somebody around to give them a massage and give them some lavender and give them like chamomile tea. Like, I'm not sure you can actually make that promise for them. You can tell them that they, can feel more secure knowing that their investments are safe. But at the moment, this is just a lot of words, but doesn't actually tell me where my money's going. What is it that you're doing that's different to other investments that's making it safer, so that I know that I'm going to get a certain return? So what is it that you are doing that is safer?
The panel, which is very unique, they they are able to, like, they're intimidated to even approach their CPA or their attorney and fiduciary or their mutual fund manager to ask exactly what their money is doing. So we can refer them at no cost, and there's no referral fees or commissions back and forth, to the actual kinds of financial advisors that are not paid on commission for products. They literally see who is managing their money, having those negotiations in a very graceful way to assess if they're actually in the best performing vehicles, or to move them into something that does perform in an accelerated way.
Okay, so then the way that I would word that, because I don't know if anyone understood that or not, you can tell me if you did, but here's how I'd word it. I'd say, and this is my words, right? So this is what I'd say. I'd say, you know, we're giving you an above market, like 20% return on investment. With that comes utter transparency about where your money is, and you get to work with investment fund managers who have no attachment or commissions against your finances, but are able to give you like completely impartial advice to make sure you're getting absolutely the best return for your money.
I agree.
That's what I would have said. But you got to get less words and much more specific on here. Like, I want to hear straight away, what is the promise? By all means, then have some extra slides with more details on it, but get straight into that thing, because it's that line that makes me go, oh, I want to hear more. What is it? How are you doing that? Well, here's how we do it. Because and you know, here's all the team that we've got, and here's all the proof that we've got as well. Let's go into your product, because I looked at your product and I still didn't know what it was. Again, there's lots of words on there, but it was much more of a description. It felt more of a promise. So our solution is a scaling real estate model. We've got all these limited partners. It's similar to real estate. So what is the actual product? By this, I mean, what's the process that I go through? So walk me through. If I gave you $100,000, what's going to happen? Walk me through that process. So the first thing that's going to happen is what? What do I get?
You get a breakdown or a menu. Like, for example, there's 3 businesses on the resort. The actual profit margin on it's not assisted living, it's an active senior living, it's 25%. A hotel is 10%. The other business is 5%. Do you want to invest in the whole of them, or do you want to get the sooner, you know, the 25% first? But also, if you want any optional.
So let's reword this then. So the first thing that happens is we sit you down with one of our advisors, and
Correct.
we figure out what's the best investment strategy for you. Where do you want to get your returns from? That's the first thing we do. So the process doesn't go straight into all that blah, blah, blah. It's like, here's what we're going to do with you, Michelle. First thing we're going to do is sit you down. We're going to walk you through this, right? So imagine like I'm here with my 100 grand, like, tell me what's going to happen to me.
Right. Okay. Well, you have a customized limited partner agreement that is actually customized to your investment objectives. And if you're not sure exactly what your investment objectives are, we can match you with a very high integrity advisor that will give you peace of mind just from that conversation alone. And you'll trust them to work with you, and you make the decisions to deploy not only that $100,000 in the fund, but if you have money elsewhere, they can make sure that's maximized also in a pace that makes you comfortable.
Fantastic. So that's the first step. I get this awesome free strategy session with an amazing advisor who's not looking for any commission, who's super, super impartial, who's going to make sure I'm making the best decisions. Then what happens?
Okay. Well, then based on your customized limited partner agreement, it's deployed into whether you want that to be into the real estate acquisitions or focused on your returns first. In other words, how soon do you want to return? And your money will be deployed to reflect that so that you get the returns in the time frame that you expect.
So the second thing we do is we take you through a risk assessment questionnaire to decide what level of risk you're interested in when it comes to making decisions. Do you want high risk, high return? Do you want a low risk, low return? What's the kind of time frame? So we really get to understand what kind of profile you have around investing, and we make sure that we match the actual investment opportunity to your profile type.
Yeah, and by design, by nature, this is a real estate fund, so it's automatically low risk. If you want to do something higher risk, you do that with our advisors. The fund was designed to be low risk so that, you know, we can.
But you get where I'm going,
yeah.
right? You
Yes.
get where I'm going, right? You get and this is really important for everyone in your product slide, right? Make sure your product is walking me through what's the experience I'm going to have after I've given you my money, because your promise is enticing me. Your promise is enticing me to maybe give you my money. Your product is your process. That's, I've given you my money. Here's the steps I'm going to go through. When you're on a sales call with somebody, You don't want to talk about the features and benefits of your product, which is what this is all about. You want to walk them through the experience. Listen, when you come on board to Crystal Circle, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit you down and we're going to give you a strategy session. You're going to get with Donna. You're going to have a full hour where you're going to totally get into all the strategies, what you want to deliver in the next year. We're going to make this super, super highly personalized. We're going to get to know you. We're going to make sure that you're really, really clear about the plan you want to have. And then we're going to start formulating the steps you got to take. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to get you onboarded into your actual group. We're going to get you meet. You see how it goes, right? It's like, oh, I want to do those things. Like, I want to come on board and have my strategy session, not blah, 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 blah. And you get this and you get that and you get the next thing. No, I want to experience that thing. So walk people through that experience. Okay, got it. We don't need to spend any more time on that. That makes sense, right? Let's go to the proof slide. Thank you. Let's go to the proof slide. So the proof slide has to be a proof about a client. So given that you don't have any proof right now because this is your first fund, but the partners you're working with have got lots of experience. So I want you to take an actual client who's been through a similar fund experience with your partners and say, you know, here's an actual client story. Here's Jim, who's invested $100,000 in a, you know, slightly different fund, and he got 20% return on investment, and he's super happy and he sleeps well at night. Right? That's the proof slide. It's got nothing to do with like creating communities. Like that's a byproduct. Now, one of the things that we do in our investment promises, like, so we don't just promise like the investment percentage. That's one of the things we do. But the key thing that we do that's different in our promise is that we say you actually get to join a group of impact investors. So if you invest a minimum of 25,000, you get to join an impact investors group. That's different to just a group of investors. And in fact, you have to be an impact investor if you want to come on board. This means that you're someone who's interested in purposeful, impactful investing that's going to change education. It's going to change and be part of the education revolution. It means that you connect with other investors. We make sure that you meet on a quarterly basis where we walk through what's happening. We give you an update on that. Once a year, we have an investor retreat. I know we haven't done it for 2 years because of the pandemic, but once a year we have an investor retreat, one of our amazing resorts where you get together with like-minded investors. This is where you get to share investment opportunities that are purposeful and impactful with each other. That's a real point of difference on a promise, as well as the percentage return on investment that they're getting. So the minute you want to create something like that, that's what makes people go, oh, that's interesting and different. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
No, you're right. It's an impact vehicle and it's a given, and I'm not emphasizing that enough.
Well, there's nothing about that at all in here. That's why I just thought I'd throw that in there, because it's something that makes ours very, very compelling, because we're going to come to compelling offer now. Because at the moment, there's nothing compelling in your compelling offer. So when I look at it, I go, well, I can see why you might have some commitments, because they can see that there's a way they can make money. And there's probably people who trust you. It's probably people in your inner circle who know you and go, I'd be willing to give you some money because I know you and I like you. I don't know what it really is, but I'm here anyway. And they're waiting like for some information before they give you their money, right? But if you come to the compelling offer has got to be something that really clearly says there's only a limited number of places and there's a limited time that this happens in. So do you know Cashbox Global, which is run by Chad Pope and Andrew? So one of the things they do is they're like, each investment Cashbox that they do like has a limited amount of money. Say it's like, I don't know, it's like a couple $100,000. So there's only like 10 spots that you can actually get in. It's like, by the way, we're going to close this fund on, you know, August the 26th, and there's only 10 spots. That's what makes it really compelling. We've got this great return on investment. Your money's going to be super safe. Like, they've got all this story, but they make it really clear that there's a deadline, a date, and there's a limited number of spaces. That's what makes it compelling. Now, at the moment, you're saying, well, there's 20 million opportunities. So like, and everyone's like, oh, well, I can get in at any point. So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say, hey, I would say right now we're just looking to get our first million. And in fact, whoever comes on board, the first 10 people who come on board with the first million, you're going to get extra bonuses. So when we went out and got our first investor fundraise, the people who came in way back at the beginning, which was probably nearly 3 years ago, actually now, when we first started doing fundraising, those guys have got a whoopee doodle do deal, I can tell you, because I was there. Right, it's a whoopee doodle deal. I mean, I remember Roger putting that together. I was like, are you sure about that? He's like, yeah. He's like, this is the first one. We got to go do this fundraise. And so, you know, they had the best percentage return on investment. They got the lowest price of their shares at that possible time, knowing that they were going to increase. And we package it, yes, whoop-de-doodle deal. Exactly, Olivier. So that's what we call a compelling offer. And we gave them Wealth Dynamics Masters and iLab as well. So they were like, are you kidding me? We're also going to get 20 grand's worth of programs. And they all just went like that straight on board. So a compelling offer is there's a limited number of spaces, but if you come in under, you know, that are a round or round one or whatever you want to call it, you can give it a fancy term, but you're coming in our first round. This is the first 10 investors. This is the deal. By the way, you know, you can come in later if you want to, but you're not going to get this, this, and this. And people will be like, oh, shit. But you got to pay your funds over by Friday, because if you don't, I've already got 10 people or 20 people waiting in the wings. If you haven't paid your money, you're not going to be in and you're going to miss it. So transfer your money, or, you know, at least tell me the date that the wire's coming in, and or put me a deposit on today, and I can at least hold that spot knowing that you're going to be the first in. That's what makes it a compelling offer, and that's what gets everyone across the line. But it's not just that, it's all the other stuff I talked about as well. Make sense?
You're absolutely right. No, and I can do that. It's just not, you know, you made it very clear.
And then on your value cycle, you need to come back and redo your value cycle, because you've made your value cycle about how it makes people feel. You haven't actually made it about what you're going to do. So on your value cycle, I want you to say, like, what is it you're going to do that's going to attract a following? Now, right now, you've already got a group of people that you can just go to, which is your friends and relatives, right? You know, you've already got a pretty good network you can just reach out to. So you'll fill your Series A straight away. But as you start to expand it and you go to Series B and Series C, you're going to need to start finding some more investors. So you do want to have a value cycle building already. And if you decide it's about impact investing, or you decide it's about, you know, safe investing, decide what that is, what the problem is you're solving, and go create a following around that. Maybe it's a blog, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's YouTube videos, whatever it is. And I would have an assessment test, you know, have an assessment test around investing. You can already take ours, like we're creating the Investor Genius test, right? You can take the Investor Genius test already. You've got an affiliate link, use that, and tell everyone when they take that test to come join your circle. You know, you can have your own impact investing circle. Now you know what their risk is on the investment side, but you can bring them in. You can use all of our investment stuff as well. You can, you know, you can tap into the investor campus, which means you're going to have a way more people. There's something like 30,000 people right now in our investor campus. So if you're a mentor and you were actually in that investor campus having your content in there, you'd be creating a lot of traction right now. So don't make it about how they feel, make it about specific actions that people can be doing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions?
No, it's this has been absolute platinum. So I really appreciate it, Michelle. Thank you. It's been a privilege, and thank you, Lisa, for like calling me out.
Well done. Good job.
That was great, Michelle. Truly great. Yeah,
right,
absolutely great. Yep. We got time for one more, Miss Michelle.
Well, let's do
bring
it.
on.
Let's see if we can get another whoopie doodle deal.
Yep. Let's get Lynn up here for her whoopie doo.
Lynn, hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. I am excited. I can't share. Can I share?
Will you stop share, Jay?
Jay's
Yeah.
like in a mind fog. Like, really?
How do I stop it?
It just says stop share down at the bottom. There's a little red button. It says stop share. And Lynn, it may ask you if you can share while somebody else is sharing, and you can just do that too. I'm going to give permission for that. See if it'll let you do it now.
Okay, so this.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I got
There we go. There we go. Okay.
it. Okay, can you see my screen?
No.
Not yet.
How about
There
that?
you go.
So,
Okay.
so Lynn, before we get started, what's the biggest question that you still have around the promotion?
I need clarity of the promotion.
All of it.
I need
My
a
biggest
miracle.
question is about
Work
the
your
promotion.
magic. Yeah, we're opening our salon in 10 days, August the 30th. And right now, this class is going to help. So my customer avatars right here.
Well, hold on a second. Like, is your question literally about the whole promotion, or do you have something specific that I can help you with?
Let me see. So we're launching the promotion. So right now we're doing email marketing, stuff like that, to basically to get people when we first open August the 30th. So our goal is 40,000 for the first month that we open. How are we going to get there? I'm just going to do my best. So we having giveaways.
Still not a question, Lynn.
Marketing.
Lynn, that's still not a question. Do you have a question, or shall we just get into it and see what comes up?
Let's get into it, and then I'll
Let's get into it. All right, you walk us through it.
Okay, so the avatar first.
Mhm.
Okay. So here are my customer avatar. We have Katrina, 35 years old. She's lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for 10 years. She's an entrepreneur. So she has done it all: college student, professional, and transitioned to be a businesswoman. Katrina, this is the type of client that we want to attract, which is very cool, calm, and elegant. She values family, giving back, self-reliance, personal income between 100 to 150,000, impact level of yellow. She's very active in her community, has strong followers of women. Katrina is very religious in practicing her self-care regimen, manicure, pedicure, Skin and hair is a must for her. It's not important to her as a boss lady, but she does it because she feels it's a basic practice of essential hygiene. She appreciates a good pedicure, manicure, great massage, especially, and that's her time to relieve stress, gather her thoughts and freedom from all the demands and expectation from her business and family. The problem is that a lot of time when you walk into a nail salon, you're not sure if the tech have a good day, the business is, the massage, the service is consistent, or they will be rushed. Sometimes it can get loud and busy. Also, one thing that's very particular for me personally, and a lot of people do get it, is that we do ask the final polish application, which is the final look, if it's good, perfect. Not sure if the tools, implements are properly carried out, and the process, if it's safe. Strong fumes, odor, overwhelm of strong fumes, smell. Also a lack of educating client on assessment and nail care, skin care. Also, nail salon are usually run as a business, so the interaction of social promise usually is not there. The promise that we're making is that we have a satisfaction flow in our onboarding process for all our technicians to train, certify, to ensure that client will be relaxing in a pleasant environment, from articulated from the greeting to the exiting of the salon. We go beyond and above our safety sanitation procedures. So we have a clean first policy. We have daily, weekly, monthly sanitation protocol, and also what the staff need to execute before, after each client. And we have inspection every week. We value simplicity with elegance so that our client can relax. So that way they're not overwhelmed with the polish choices, menu, services, so on. So from decor to menu, we only have manicure, one type, pedicure, one type, and dipping service, and plain and simple as that. Our product right here, we have only one manicure, one pedicure. This is the description: use soap and then exfoliation, massage, so on. And then we have manicure, which is on the hand, cuticle, grooming, massage, polish. Dipping powder is our highest level, which is a nail enhancement. Each service that we do, we have 3 focal points. Number 1, polish has to be perfect. Number 2, massage has to be awesome, great, and it is timed. Number 3, we always do a nail assessment, skin and care assessment before we provide the service. And then proof. So I am the best critic and judge in this matter because number 1, I get my nails done often. It's something I really love and enjoy, like Katrina. So I am a consumer side when I articulate this plan. Also, I appreciate extremely an opportunity to relax and be mindful of the client experience. So I want to pass that on to my client. I'm also an educator, trainer, and owner of my own nail salon and beauty school. And I am a super lord profile. So I am very systematic, process-driven, highly sensitive to the details. So sanitation protocol, look and feel of final product is something that is very, very important to me. My family and I own nail salon for the past 28 years. So giving input and getting input is something that is very something I have a lot. So we have a give first also in our system and process. We give first percent, 1% of our gross sales go to meaningful causes to local community. So that way we have that social promise and that connection, just not only a business making money. Also, I'm going to dedicate my time on Sunday, which is our closing date, to network and also create events so women can get together, empower, share each other, start up business, and help each other how to scale up their business. Okay, and then here's my compelling offer. So when we first opened, we have we giving away. Oh, let me share this one first. We are giving away free manicure and pedicure, so 40 of each. Also, I'm putting together an influencer party. on August, and then we have a grand opening for friends and family as well. This is my email, basically launch giveaway when we first open. And then our compelling offer, we have a special for first-time customer, which they get a upgrade for free, which is valued at $10. So let's say their pedicure is $45. They walked in and they get a free upgrade. Okay. And our financial goal is $40,000 for the first month. And then once we achieve that goal, then we do a 15% monthly increase. Our ROI is at 35%. Our cash goal is $10,000 a month in the bank. And that this slide for the next 3 months, I want to have total clarity on what I do each day, each week with me and my marketing team. I am leading my marketing team. My goal is to have 10 technicians within the next 3 months. Also working on a membership sales plan as well. Each salon within 1 year, our goal is to have monthly 1,000 membership. Okay, and then how to articulate 3 months, how to recruit, train, and have unlimited supplies of technician from our school, because we have a beauty school. So basically that's where we get our training and our processes, and then we basically have them through onboarding and then goes to our salon. Okay, and then our team member leader, as far as here, I have me. Also, I have a lady, she does marketing consultation. She's helping me to run all that marketing. I have Sebastian from Colombia. He's an accumulator. I have Trey, he's a creator. And then I have all these on my sales team. And also they're my technician and staff at the school as well. My value cycle here, followers. So we plan our goals to have a lot of pictures, testimonial of hands, manicure, pedicure, but a lot of happy faces. 20-30 second testimonial story to edify our technician, and stories of our contribution for our meaningful causes that we contribute as well. Community Gold Dust, I have promotion, giveaway, gifts. So we're building our VIP customer as like our core customer. And then we're going to do happy hour on Monday through Wednesday from 12 to 2. We have photo shoots. So there's this area I designed for social media, capturing videos, pictures, and stuff like that. So we have a designated place with good lighting at our salon. And then we have a lot of testimonial and story transformation of client that come in with, let's say, unhealthy broken nails, and then we do testimonial where they say, okay, two weeks, and then 1 month it looked like this. So we're going to do those story a lot. Raving fans, we have gifts, connection, education, and nail care. Also, we handpick our VIP raving fans. That way they can be on Sunday for our party get together. They get drinks and snacks and share and education and stuff like that, networking. Our goal is to have 200 plus raving fans per salon. And then let me see. And then here's I am stop here at the weekly metrics. So our goal is 40,000, so it's 9,500 per month. That's all I got.
All right. Okay, got it. All right, thanks, Lynn. Okay, so you keep your slides there because we're going to come back to it. So your question is clarity on the whole promotion. So let's get started. Let's get started with your avatar and their problem, right? Because there's definitely a little bit of a mismatch. And I know you and I have had this conversation before, right? Where I've said, what is your customer's problem? And I know you found it quite difficult to define because you're like, well, I don't know what their problem is, right? They just want their nails doing and they can't get their nails done. That's their problem. So this is a great avatar. Like she's cool, she's calm, she's elegant, she wants to spend money, she's got money to spend. It's really important to her. But what you said here at the end, which is the interesting bit for me, this is her time for relieving stress, gathering her thoughts, freedom from all the demands and expectations of her business and her family. In other words, this is her quiet time, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if we go into the problem slide, the next one, that's it, the problem. So you, instead of saying anything about the fact that she needs some quiet time, she wants to de-stress, you've said that her problem is that she's worried that she's going to get rushed through. This is not her problem. She's not worried that her problem is not that the polish is not done properly. Her problem is not that there's strong fumes and odor. That's your problem. These are your problems, not her problems, right? So And we've had this conversation before, right? So I don't wake up going to the salon with my problem thinking, oh, I think that this person, somebody somewhere is not going to do my polish properly. I don't worry about that. But what I do worry about is like, can I go somewhere that's really calm, that's really serene, where I'm going to be treated really well. I'm going to feel super special. I'm going to have an amazing experience, and I'm going to come out rejuvenated. That's what I think about. That's why, because I want to have some time to have some stress relief, and I want to have some time to really relax, right? And I'm talking about it because I am your avatar. Like, you know, I'm one of these avatars who wants to come in, and I love coming into the salon myself. But can you see that this is your problem, not theirs? Does everyone else see that as well, right? It's like people don't wake up worrying about strong fumes and odor at the salon. But the owner does. She needs to worry about that, because that puts people off coming in. So I want you to rework your customer problem, and I want you to think about your avatar, what it is that she's worried about. What is her problem? Get into her brain. And when you know, like that person, that particular avatar, she's just got so much going on in her life. So much going on in her life. So what she's looking for. And if you come to the promise, what she's looking for is she's looking for a super calm, super stress-free environment where she can come in at exactly the time that suits her. She doesn't need to waste lots of time. She's going to get a nice, calm experience. She's going to feel super serene. She's going to have an excellent service, and she's going to look beautiful at the end of it. And she's going to feel like $1 million, ready to go back to her job, her relationship, her family, and her business the next day.
Okay, so I have to, okay, I know now. That's a big one. My
Right?
problem and then her problem. Okay.
So it's got to be her problem, and then your promise has got to solve her problem. So when that's the promise, right? So when you go to the promise slide, it's about the experiences she's going to have. You telling me that you've trained people in how to do an onboarding is not a promise to me. The promise is we have this beautiful, serene salon that from the minute you walk in is calming. It's beautiful. You're going to feel like all of your stress is dissipating. You're going to get the most amazing treatments from the highest trained professionals, because we have our own training school. So we've got the best trained professionals in the business, but you're going to have the most beautiful experience. It's going to be extremely calming. And you're going to want to come back time and time again, because this is going to be your haven. This is going to be like having a meditation in a salon. Now you got to think about the actual experience that they're having in the salon, right? It's very different.
Okay.
Right? Because all of your slides are talking about you and yourself as opposed to the customer. Put yourself in the shoes of the customer, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, and what they're looking for. Let's go to the product slide. So the product's all super clear, right? It's very clear. It's like the product, like that's what I'm getting, and it's all going to be awesome. Your proof slide, I want you to put some proof slides in from your customers. This is not a proof slide. This is you saying that I know this is great, but you own the salon. So that's like me saying, I know Genius Group's brilliant. You should totally join. It's like, well, you would say that, Michelle, because you're one of the owners. I do say that, obviously, because I do know, but it's not a proof slide. So all my proof slides are about you guys. It's about what you say about the programs. It's about how well your businesses do. It's about the returns that you get. So I want you to make your customer the hero of your proof slide. And everyone else needs to do this as well, because I've seen some dubious proof slides. The customer needs to be the hero. The customer needs to be the hero. So pick a customer who says, you know, oh, I was such a stressed out woman, like, you know, having like all these challenges in my life, but every time I come into the salon, all my stresses just dissipate. I feel amazing. It's so relaxing. And I walk out looking $1 million, and I can't wait for my visit, because that 1 hour a week, it's my me time that I so look forward to. That's your proof story, right?
So Michelle, if the salon has not opened yet, I don't have testimony.
That's okay. You've got loads of salons. You've got loads of salons. So you've got loads of proof stories.
All right.
This is another replica of your other salons. So use your other stories. Like, people are going to go, we have got to go join the salon, because clearly everyone that goes to the other ones is thinking this is brilliant as well. So let's come to your compelling offer. I'll be honest, I wasn't super excited by this.
Okay.
I was like, how does this relate to that great experience? How does this relate to the fact that there's this amazing experience? And something you said later on in the value cycle, you said you want every one of your stores to have 200 raving fans. So I'm going to throw some ideas at you and see what sticks, right? Because I wasn't excited by this. I was like, this is rewarding someone for being a first-time customer, and it's basically giving them like a $10 voucher. So it's not really, I don't think, talking directly to the avatar you're looking for. Okay, maybe if you do a package purchase, you get some discounts. Maybe that could work. So I'm going to throw a couple of different ideas at you and see what sticks, right? given that you're giving discounts anyway, what if you said for the first month of opening, everything's 50% off? Or for the first week, or for the first 2 weeks, everything's 50% off. That's one option, right? Which means you instantly fill your entire order book. And you instantly get everyone having an experience where your team then can upsell them back into future visits, right? That's one opportunity. So you pretty much get like you could end up with 95 to 100% occupancy if you did something like that. Now you might say it won't work on your margins, but you might say actually my margins would work. We'd break even, we'd make the 40K, and we'd get all the repeat customers. Another thing I've been thinking about is what if you were to launch a VIP membership? Because you could do this across all your salons at the same time. But you could launch this specifically in this salon as well and say, right, we're going to launch the VIP membership across all the salons. I know you're looking for 200, but I would restrict it at the moment to say like maybe 50 or 100, just as like your launch, and say, you know, we're launching the VIP membership, and you're targeting that high level customer. Do you know how much your average revenue is per customer?
Per customer, how much they spent, like their ticket, average ticket, $50 to $60
per visit.
Mm-hmm.
And over a year, what would one customer spend? How many times would she come?
About 2 times a week. 50 times 12. So from 600 to 1,000
in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of like your high level ticket customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you were to have a VIP membership where you said, given that they spend $1,000, you could say, and they can either spend $1,000 in one go, or you can say to them, it's $100 a month membership or $1,000 upfront. You get to be one of our VIP members. We've only got 50 slots, and you can start with this salon, or you can start with one of the other salons. It's a 12-month membership. So, and what we do is we give you a VIP experience. So you have a VIP evening just for the VIPs, where we bring in all these specialists who are showcasing like their products, who are showcasing like special techniques that they're using. So you get these special evenings that no one else gets invited to. You always get 20% off all of your treatments and any products that you want to buy as well. You get a birthday present on your birthday, which is like a super surprise that we get to send you as well. And you get at Christmas, you also get a gift voucher, which you can give to a friend. Like we actually give you a gift voucher in October, which you can then gift to a friend. Like you can decide how you want to package this up, right? But basically you can make that $1,000, which is $1,000 of cash straight away up front. If you offered 50 of those out, that's $50,000 straight away in your first month. But you could do this across all of your salons. Now, you might say, well, it's harder to do it in this salon because we haven't built that community yet. You could start doing that. And by giving the 50% off in month 1, you're going to get them all coming through the door. And then you can have your VIP upgrade. But I definitely would look at launching a VIP membership. And also with your VIP membership, it means that those members can go to any salon. So the VIP membership operates in any salon, wherever you want to go, in your salons, obviously. Mm-hmm. Which do you prefer?
The VIP membership.
Okay, great. Yeah. And I think that stands much more to your avatar. It'll be an easier way for you to generate that revenue. And it means that you can have your first 50 come on board in each salon, but then you can do another 50 later, but then they don't get as good a deal. It's a bit like the series A, B, and C we were talking to Jay about, So your series A, it's like your private pre-launch to your top clients. And you literally go to your top clients that come 2-3 times a week and say, hey, I'm coming to you. I've only got 50 slots and I'm actually approaching 200 people. So whoever's the first 50 to take it are in, and this is what you're going to get. And we're going to start with a private party. And by the way, I want you all to come to my new salon, and you all get a free treatment in my new salon just for being in my VIP membership. It's like, what? And then they all come to your new salon, and all you have to do is post a picture and tag the new salon and say what a great experience you had, and you get a free treatment. It's like, oh, of course I'm going to do that.
Okay,
Hashtag
VIP. Michelle, you want to fly in? We're opening August 30th.
Definitely. Hashtag VIP. I love it.
Lisa, come on. Lisa's only 4 hours away.
Yeah, get me in the VIP. So that's a whoopie doodle deal, Olivier. That's a whoopie doodle deal. Any questions on that, Lynn?
No. I think you just got to work. Okay.
I think it could definitely work. And there's not a lot of salons out there doing something like this as well. It's like super exclusive. Groovy. Okay. All right, Lisa, back to you. Oh, actually, before I come
brilliant, Michelle.
Thank you. Before I come back to you, Lisa, what I would love is for everyone to just drop in from those 2 sessions, because I know you've sat and listened, you've watched everyone go through their promotion plan, you've listened to the mentoring. I'd love to just hear what's been your biggest takeaway, or something that you've heard that you can apply to your promotion plan. So either just your biggest takeaway or something you can apply. That includes those that I've just been mentoring as well. Drop that into the chat, because I'm going to have a little read of that after Lisa has kind of closed up, and I'm going to disappear as well. So do drop that in for me. What I will say is tomorrow is graduation day. Do please come to graduation day. Whether your plan gets picked or not, you should come, because tomorrow I'm going to unveil something really cool. You guys are going to see something that nobody else in the world has seen, and we're going to give you the chance to win a full scholarship to the Entrepreneur Spectrum Microschool live program at Tau Game Lodge in South Africa in February. Somebody's going to win that, and you guys are going to be the first group to hear about it and the first group to actually put your name in the frame to do that. So before we share it with anyone else in the world, you guys are going to see that. So do come along tomorrow, because I'm going to share that. Also, we're going to have the 3 finalists. So whoever is in the final, you should come and cheer them on. And you'll learn some really cool stuff, because we're going to see some really, really great slides for sure. One tip I will give you, which I did share with the group this morning, and I'm sure Lisa has other tips as well. Make your slides look cool and funky. It is not just about the words you put on your slides, because by tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of really good submissions to look at. I can tell you there's going to be a lot of really good submissions. If you want your slides to stand out, make them look really funky. Lisa, you should definitely share Sophie Haig's slides after I've gone and show everyone just like the standard, because she's consistently—
I did yesterday.
Oh, you showed them. So Sophie's is like the kind of standard I'm looking for. You've got Laura, you've got Lisa, you've got myself, you've got Michelle and Donna all looking at these slides. You've got to catch our attention, because we're going to see a lot of really good submissions by tomorrow. I can tell you the whole level is just going up and up. So make sure that yours is standing out and looking hot to trot. Okay, so over to you, Lisa. I'm going to have a little read of what's in the chat that people are saying is their biggest takeaway while I come over to you.
Mostly people just can't even believe how fast your mind works and how brilliant it is. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. So woohoo! Please,
I told you this is my favorite thing to do. Like, this excites me more than anything. Like, I could literally do promotion plans as my hobby. I mean, it actually is my hobby, which is a bit weird. Sorry about that.
It is. And so I want everybody to drop in a review for Michelle when we take a break, because it was outstanding today. We're going to take 15.
I need to beat Michelle Nalting. Michelle Nalting's just overtaken me in the mentor ranking. So if you do that, I could overtake her, and that would make me feel good, because we're in a competition to see who's got the most reviews. So if you give me some reviews, but don't give me anything less than 5 stars, because that will drop all my rating. So if you don't think I was very good, don't give me a review. But if you did, then feel free. But yeah, if I can overtake Michelle Nalting by tomorrow, I'll be like, woo.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let the competition begin, or keep going. Let's yep. All right, everybody. We're going to take 15 so you can give Michelle. We'll be back. And we just really want to thank you, Michelle, for this outstanding day, because so many people, I mean, the insights, I know you're going to read them. The insights are just like off the charts. So thank you. And we'll see you for graduation, Michelle. All right, everybody, back in 15. Yep,
see
absolutely.
You tomorrow.
We're going to be doing rhythm after this, and I'll see you back for our close.